Sunday, January the 15th, 2012, and we're down in Berkshire, Cookham, walking book 1, walk 24, Cookham to Maidenhead. Used to be the Cookham Circular, as per my book 1, but has been changed slightly to incorporate an extension along the Thames path towards Maidenhead. Walk distance of about 10.5 miles. It's an absolutely cracking day for walking. Very cold, dry, almost clear sky, and absolutely delightful at the moment. It's around about 11. Journey time about 5 hours, 4.5, 5 hours, so plenty of light today with the evening stretching out. Sunset now 4:30ish, giving us walking time until approximately 5 o'clock, so should get that done in ample time. Okay, let's press on, book 1, walk 24, and see what the home of Kenneth Grahame and Wind in the Willows territory brings us. Rather surprisingly, maybe, well certainly to me, there is a village stores here for those that have forgotten to bring sandwiches, etc. So that's rather handy. Paragraph 2 in the text, you've got the former home of the artist Stanley Spencer there, as indicated by that blue plaque. Apparently he lived there for 15 years and died there in 59. Around 10 minutes into the walk, paragraph 4 of the text, and we start to encounter some rather attractive scenery just on the fringes of Cookham. You can see here in this shady spot, it's cold enough last night for a heavy frost, so footpath is quite firm, not unlike last week, so no muddy patches yet, but I'm sure the sun will see to that shortly. A view back towards the what I believe is Cliveden on the other side of the river there. Can't confirm that, but I would guesstimate that's what it is. We'll be passing that later. Would just add at this point that there were no transport issues with First Great Western and the interchange at Maidenhead. Just for a change, things worked smoothly coming west, where there were hiccups on the Jubilee. Not to worry. All's going to plan at the minute. Point 7 of the text, and we're just passing Harding's Green, managed by the National Trust. Can't see what's significant about this area, but there you go. Point 8 of the text at the multi-directional signpost. I see we're now back on the Chiltern Way extension, Berkshire loop here. Sanctum on the Green is the pub sign that you're headed towards. Just to the right of me there. In front of the hotel, the footpath is not evident. Luckily I just saw a lady coming out of this path, so clear enough to me, but it's not until you get right up to it that you come across the footpath markers, carefully erected by the Chiltern Society. Point 10 of the text, and there we can see the free-range turkey farm, which at this time of the year is obviously devoid of turkeys, having been scoffed over Christmas, no doubt. Paragraph 9 refers to an early lunch at a pub, but you know, it's only 11:30, so it'd be more like breakfast, I reckon. Tad early, that one, I think. Not sure what this is on the right of me, but clearly entails a high fence, so some kind of beastie living in here. Bit ironic this, just outside a turkey farm, as we're about to climb the broad grassy path. There's a memorial plaque saying that the Duke of Edinburgh 150th anniversary award for nature conservation occurred here in 1991. So on the one side you've got turkeys being fattened for Christmas, and on the other an award being given for conservation. Yeah, such is life. 11 of the text, turning right into Bisham Woods, which I presume is associated with the Abbey, which we've passed in previous walks, and the England training camp. This wood is predominantly beech and managed by the Woodland Trust. Glorious day at the moment, perfect for walking, as I said earlier. Shame about the jet noise though. 13 of the text, there's a number of confusing ways here, but the one you want is to the right over there. Quite obvious really, but mention it anyway. Point 14 of the text, following the broad pathway along the top of the escarpment, well churned up by horses, so this must be a bridleway. There's a slim pathway there for the foot passengers like myself, but generally pretty boggy. Of course I made a mistake a moment ago, that wasn't jet, it was a biplane, so I thought I'd just correct that. Anyway, more noise on my left, busy A road down there, even on a Sunday morning. 14 of the text refers to several places along this escarpment where the trees have been cleared to give views of Marlow down below. Around 300 metres in, I've just discovered the first of them. Perhaps when the text was written there were more, but not now. You can see the Thames down there below, Marlow Church there. So there you have it, leafy bucks, and Marlow in particular. Pleasant enough view. And the drone of that A road. Nice resting place. If you want to rest, there's a bench opposite that clearing, dedicated by Max Christian van Niekerk. A good way of being remembered by a patch of Woodland Trust land. Keep it in memoriam. Point 16 of the text, and we have this little branch off over towards those brambles there, 50 degrees, just so you can locate it, because I've just sailed past it first time, but apparently that leads to a more attractive part of the beechwood. So you don't follow the bridle way through those beeches over there. Instead, turn left off towards those brambles. You'll know you're on the right path because there's a number of white arrows on trees. And that brings us out next to the house called Dormer's, I believe. With that footpath down the side there, I guess. Find out in a couple of seconds. 20 of the text. Following the faint path through the woods. And we encounter rhododendron. So this might be very pleasant to view in the spring. Albeit that it's a parasite, as I continue to say. Plenty of white markers on the trees as well to indicate the route, so no chance of getting lost in here. Very pleasant. Okay, some cracking views here from the National Trust's Winter Hill. The text refers to an ice cream van being here in summer months. Obviously, unlike Ditchling Beacon last week, the vendor's not so hardy because he's not here today. But what a cracking view that is. With that train, 1 hour, so that's good timing. With that train passing by down there, it's just like a model railway. Glorious. Anyway, I will detour and go and have a look at Kenneth Grahame's old property, seeing as that's what this walk's about. Still signs of frost here as well. The sun hasn't got round here yet. Around 87 metres here, just for the train spotters amongst you. Clearly a lot lower than last week at Ditchling Beacon. So there we have it. There we have it. Herries School, formerly the home of Kenneth Grahame and Wind in the Willows fame. There's a blue plaque over there. I wonder if I can catch that. Just. Kenneth Grahame died in 1932, is it? Interesting roof there. Curious letterbox in the wall referred to in the text. Just as we reapproach the car park. Point 25 of the text, and I come across this sign. Don't see too many of them around. We're bearing off right here. Presumably there's going to be some animals about, according to that sign anyway. The metal kissing gate, which you pass through, donated by the East Berks division of the Ramblers. Thanks to them. In 25 of the text, some lovely views looking towards Little Marlow. Plenty of activity on the river today. People out in canoes and boats. 3 men in a boat, etc. Further views looking back towards Marlow and following the Thames south. Still in paragraph 25, superb wildlife haven down there. The way those trees are gnarled in the water meadow. A reminder that Heathrow's never far away. The view down in the valley bottom. Wind's picking up now. Might have to get the old muffler out. Lovely down here. Very peaceful. Fair few walkers around, mind you, as you'd expect on a nice sharp daylight today. The view across the huge field mentioned in paragraph 27 of the text, stood by the 2-arm footpath marker, and not only is the wind picking up, but the cloud was developing. The way the temperature is at the moment, it could well snow if there's any precipitation up there. And that looks ominous. This is the ridge I've just come from. A northwards view of the Thames from point 29 of the text. Just stood by the second wooden kissing gate that we're going to pass through. One end, and the walker friendly, apparently, Bounty pub. Very busy even on a cold day like today. Looking back across the National Trust's Cock Marsh. The path actually follows these pollarded trees. It is quite muddy today, as you'd expect, so you can walk a bit further inland on the other side of these trees to avoid that. Now that is what I like to see. A barge called Two Girls with both wind and solar power. Very good. The Holy Trinity Church, Cookham, where I'm going to try and find a bench and have my lunch. Just gone 1 o'clock. Still glorious weather. Fantastic. Well, in fact, there are loads of benches in this churchyard. Just a question of finding one in the sun, really. Confirmation of the time. In fact, it's just gone 1:30, so I got that slightly wrong. Lovely churchyard, really. Well, this one here, in loving memory of Fedra Walker, seems to be the only one that's catching any degree of sunshine. Anyway, let's get fed and watered. Okay, lunch has been had, and there's Stanley Spencer's grave. Stanley Spencer Gallery. The suggested lunchtime stop is here at the King's Arms, and just a bit further down the high street you've got another option. Name escapes me at the moment. But this is Cookham's High Street. Some information here about Spencer. Para 41, back beside the Thames. And that's on the opposite bank is the Cliveden Estate. Very picturesque it is as well. Now that's what you call a boathouse. What delightful reflections and colours we've got over there in the sun. Just see the house there in the distance now. That was apparently the centre of the Profumo affair in the 1960s. It's now a 5-star hotel. The gardens are owned by the National Trust. Well, thus far this has proven to be one of the more attractive parts of the Thames path that's been walked so far. Plenty of parakeets around as well on the other side of the bank in the trees, as you can hear. And there you have 3 of Her Majesty's protected swans. Looks like 2 adults and an immature one at the rear. Yep, no colourings to that just yet. Now what sort of swans they are, I think they're Buicks. Anyway, one for me to check. Very delightful down this part of the Thames. Very different to where I live. Can't quite make out what they are. I'm at the maximum range here. I think they're birds of prey, either that or owls. Have to check that out. Some lovely colours over there. Classic cormorant pose. A few of them over there. Information here about Cliveden. And next to it, Bolter's Lock. Obviously you aren't going to read this at the minute, but it can always be highlighted on your, or magnified on your computer.
You drop into the water while you're doing all, when you're working on a boat, then you drop into the water, they show you a lifeguard, how do you call it?
The old lock keeper's cottage. and the lock. Well, there you go. And there was me thinking he was still alive. Why pay for an expensive cup of tea on the terrace when you can get an equally good view from the bridge? There's the expensive terrace and tea stop for those that are interested. Maidenhead Bridge from a point near the Thames Hotel, and because it's not yet dusk, I'll be trying to take the park route back to the station as per the text. Okay, I'm in the gardens of Guards Club, and that's looking north towards the road bridge, the A4. And I'm stood on this very nice footbridge that was restored in 1999 apparently. And looking south, you've got the brick rail bridge built by who else? Isambard Kingdom Brunel. Information board about Guards Club Park. Now walking along the path called the Greenway, and there we have a young moorhen, or an immature moorhen, about to jump into this Thames tributary, or maybe not. And there's the parent in warning mode on the other side of the bank. Interesting walk they have. So, kingfishers last week, moorhens this. One of those strange National Cycle Network posts indicating half a mile to Maidenhead. Not sure if you could read that because of the sun in the way, but there you go. We're in the last paragraph now, paragraph 49. So it's 5 to 4, 5 hours exactly after starting, and we're back at Maidenhead. That was a very pleasant walk, mixture of riverside walking and a little bit of hill. Lovely day for it, lovely cold fresh snap, and it stayed that way. So that's book 1, walk 24 completed. Very pleasant it was as well.